What's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's live stream. I think everything's working and we're all good to go. Tonight we are welding two S13 catch cans, and I know we welded two S13 catch cans last night, but we've got one. They're both recert catch cans, so they have this little tube in them here. This one is going to be powder coated, and then we've got one over here that is a brushed finish. It's going to the customer as a raw finish. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this one first, get my eye in and make sure all our settings are good, and then I'm going to switch over to the raw finish tank and weld that one up, hopefully perfectly. And I'll just prepare the aluminium foil for when we are welding that raw finish tank. G'day Chris, hope you had an awesome day today. I really need to redress this welding table as well. It's getting a bit of rust on it. It is quite filthy at the moment, actually. Bear with me one sec, I'll just grab some paper towel. Actually, I'll just grab a rag. We'll just get got a bit of shit on the table here. We'll just get that off, just so we don't have any debris floating around for when that raw finish tank gets out of here. So I'm hoping to get my speed flow order tomorrow, and that will let us be able to finish off some of these tanks that we've been working on the last couple of weeks. Today was still working on that sump. 6mm aluminium, welding some 6mm 5005 onto a cast LS1 or LS3. I'm not sure what version of LS it is. But if you want to see what's going on with that, there is a Facebook group that I've posted up in the chat there. That's sort of a Facebook group associated to this stream. I encourage everybody to go over there and join the group and post up your projects. I'd love to see what you're working on. If you've got any welding questions, tips, hints, things you want to see on this stream or on this YouTube channel, if you're watching it on YouTube, that's the place to continue the conversation after the stream is live. So just got some isopropyl here and just rubbing this guy down. We'll do the raw finish tank after, once I've got some aluminium foil down to stop the thing getting scratched up. Checked out the tub video, awesome. Actually, I filmed it a couple of weeks ago, and the intent was to get it done for a customer that had some queries on a tub kit. And there's a little dag in this tank somewhere. I don't know if you can hear the rattle in that. And I didn't actually get it finished. I actually filmed it, but didn't get to edit it because I filmed it with two different cameras and I only had the footage from one camera. And then the customer messaged me this morning, which triggered my reminder to edit the video. Anyway, long story long, I actually miss making videos. I really enjoy the editing process. I like streaming because it's just sort of one and done. But the editing of the video, like being able to choose what goes into the video and you know, just mix and matching clips and sliding things around and zooming in, zooming out. something that I really like, and I find it really difficult to do both, to stream and make videos. I don't quite know what the answer to that is, because making TikTok videos and like Instagram stories and all that sort of jazz is very, very similar to making a stream. It's just it's really just a one and done, at least the way that I do it. So yeah, thinking about that today, how I can incorporate videos back into the mix. I think the easy way is to record the footage of these streams and then trim it down into digestible things, but that's not very interesting. But anyway, food for thought. Food for thought. Let's jump into the settings. I think so. The last thing I was doing was some pulse welding, and that was welding up the baffles that have gone inside these tanks. So I don't want to save any of those settings because I was playing around with a double pulse situation. So we'll just jump up to profile number 1, just our standard straight current profile where auto pre-flow, auto post-flow, using a foot pedal. I'm on the Optima setting. I always think I should go in there and show you the options because I always say Optima as if everyone knows what I'm talking about. So we've got Optima, square wave, and sine wave. Optima is Kempy's little mix of the two. Welding on 80 Hertz with a negative 33% on the AC balance. So on this machine, negative 39 is 30%. So you target 30% that you'd go for on a Miller machine or an Everlast or something like that. I found 33 is a good compromise. And for some reason, the machine recommends negative 25, but never had much success down there. And we're at 110 amps max on the foot pedal on this one. So we'll just jump on that screen so when we come back you can see the settings. I've got quite a large gap on the back of this catch can here. So across here, it's not... I think it's a little bit over a millimeter, but it's not 1.6 mil. I can't fit that filler rod in. So we'll start there and we'll just fill that gap up, and I'm going to weld a bit of heat into the part and then go do that filter basket, and then like we did yesterday, I'm going to weld the bottom first and then flip it over and do the top. And hopefully by that stage I've got my eye in and we're welding really nicely, and we'll go and attack that raw finish tank. The only other thing that you might be interested in is we're using a gas lens with a number 5 cup and a 2% serrated tungsten. This one has a, let me see if I can get in the focus window there. This one has a little bowl already from doing that pulse weld earlier. Let's get into it. Did we not have audio on that welding screen? I'm guessing not. Just let me jump in there and check if everything's working. Alright, I don't think we did. I think I've got it working now. That's all good. We've got a really nice weld across that big gap there. I'm really surprised on how well that turned out. I still used a 1.6 filler. I was doing a bit of womping with the pedal, so I was really just backing off with the pedal as I moved and then womping back down. I call it womping, I always have. I don't know what it's actually called, if it has a term. But yeah, really happy with how that weld turned out. There had a little bit of a blowout or something go on here, but certainly not mad about that at all. So we'll flip over and do this filter basket. I am going to do this on a pulse setting, so let's jump back to the machine. And we're going to use pulse setting, which is setting number 3, so it's still auto, pre-flow and post-flow. We're at a 50% on time, and I'm just going to up that to a 1.4 pulse, which is a 0.714 second pulse. And I also want to just turn the frequency down a little bit. And we'll try all that out, and I think we are still on 110 amps there. And that will, and square wave is the only other real difference. Let's try this out and see if we get a good weld around here. We do have this really thin area where the breather hose comes through, the outlet hose. I did miscut this one, so it's protruding a little bit further than it's supposed to, but I'll cut this off after it's all welded. I didn't want to risk bending anything or disrupting anything, cutting it off pre-weld. So basically I just get in there with a little air saw and nip the end off, and then a little finger sander and clean that off. It has been welded on the inside, and the front will get fully welded before the fitting goes on. So I weld all the way around here to seal it off, and then flap disc that back and flat, and then put the fitting on. That was quite nice. I was thinking last night that I wanted to increase the pulse speed and try it out on these filter baskets, and I'm glad I did. The weld almost got away from me above that little thin area there, but going down those little sides, it's not too bad. Still need some fine tuning. Across the back there, it looks okay. I don't know why I struggle with this. I think I need to go back to welding across instead of the inside here, weld across so it's like an outside corner joint. I don't know, I just have I have a mental thing that I don't like doing it, so I don't do them well. So let's grab our little Rob-inspired jig. Just tap that little guy down there and start with this curve side and work our way around. Well, I definitely don't want to weld the outside on this pulse setting. I will just save that, and I think we'll fine tune that pulse setting over the next few nights. Try and dial that in a little bit better. So we'll go back to our straight current setting. No problems, Chris. No worries at all. You're not really missing much. It seems to constantly just be more of the same. So I do have a little bit of overhang here. You can see the filler rods catching on that. It's fine here and fine here. So just a little bit out on the roll there. I'm sure we'll be able to feel this nicely as we cruise around. See how unstable that arc was? It was wandering all over the place, and I was chasing a blowout almost the whole way. Way zoomed in there. Looks nice though. Doesn't look too bad at all. Something about doing this weld on this angle makes me really tighten up my dabs. I'm not sure what it is. Looks really nice just through this area, which is where that overhang was, which makes a lot of sense. But looks, where are you guys? Over here. Looks not too bad. Yeah, the weld looks very reasonable. It just felt like a struggle. I actually used a whole filler rod and then had to grab some more for the very end. So just filling that that blowout the whole way around. Jump in now and do these vertical welds. I don't know why this happens, but sometimes this setting is fantastic and other times it is dreadful. But we'll just swap over to a square wave and see if we can get a bit more stable arc. Okay, it looks like everything came out really nicely. The arc was definitely more stable, so we just welded this little guy down the bottom here. And where are you guys? Over here. We came across here. I think I went, I went this direction from bottom to top. And this one here, this one down the bottom here. We went top to bottom, and it looks really nice. It's hard to get the angle there. You can see a little dippy in there in the camera, but it doesn't look nearly as pronounced as it does in the footage there. I can't, by eye where I'm sitting now, I can't see it looking from this direction, but in the camera there it's as clear as day. Yeah, it looks really good. So let's continue on the bottom, and I will pop a chill block on now and not use the Rob prop. We'll get a couple of tacks. This one's pretty good. I'll just get another tack on here and we'll keep with that square wave and see how it goes. That all seemed to go really nicely. Pretty happy with how that all turned out. Is that camera angle good? So we went from this corner back here around to this corner at the tip of the curve. This straight looks really nice. Looks really good actually. Happy, really happy with that. I think we need to do something. This light. Let me just see if I can wiggle that over. I was thinking the other day, getting like a ring light or something to put on the front of the camera. I'll try to, that might be better. Yeah, that looks like it might be better. I think I actually get a little bit blinded by this light, so what I see and what you see might be totally different. Yeah, that might improve the angle, the camera angle a little bit, or the lighting angle a little bit. Happy with that. So let's just flip this guy over and smash it out. I think we can get away with just swapping to a fresh chill block. I'm going to start back on this corner back here and work my way around to the curve. Thank you, Chris. Pretty happy with how things are going. I do want to make a small change. I'm just going to increase the frequency to 95 Hertz and see how that goes, at least for this back part here. If I decide I need to go back to those old settings before we get into the meat of the catch can, this part here doesn't get seen really. Not that it will be a bad weld, but we'll see how that goes, just see if we can smooth things out a little bit. I think 95 hertz on square wave was a pretty good choice. Went the whole way around in that one session there. Really happy with the two big welds. They look like they turned out really nicely. Nothing remarkable to report. Really close with that pipe at the front there, and you can see the distortion there. That actually gets a -12 fitting welded on it. So that will get fully welded across that distorted part. No problems at all there. Yeah, I think that looks really good. So probably should have stopped and let the part cool a little bit. Excuse me. It probably was a little bit ambitious to weld that in one go, but I really just wanted to see how that square wave and 95 hertz would hold up, to see if it would be as forgiving as the 80 hertz and optimal wave, which all looks pretty good. So set this dude aside and prepare for the raw finish tank. So we'll get our serious pants on now. And put a bit of aluminium foil down. So the goal here is the alfoil will protect the tank. It's softer than the aluminium of the catch can, and notice a bit of masking tape on there. I did have this masked up while I was drilling the hole through for the breather tube, just to make sure that the top didn't get too scratched up. So this is burnished, so brush finished, and the customers requested this one to be delivered raw finish. So I did just sort of buzz across here. As when I put this tube in, I had to give it a bit of a wallop, and I was worried about bending that plate on the inside there. So what are we going to do? We are going to clean the part first of all with some isopropyl. I'll put my glove back on so I don't get my jammy hands all over it. The welding plate is actually quite hot after welding that catch can tonight as well. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels quite warm in the shop tonight. It feels pleasant, but warm. So I'm going to start at the bottom here. So I will just pre-rip a couple more pieces of alfoil, just so we can pop it on the chill blocks, again to not scratch up the part. And we'll pop him over there in case we need some more. And for now, I'm just going to set these guys aside. And I'll do exactly the same thing. We'll weld around the back section here, get a little bit of heat in, and flip him over for the filter basket weld. I think I'm going to keep these settings as they are, give or take a couple of hertz on the frequency, and get that back. No, actually I think we're good at 33. Keep all that as is, not going to mess around with anything else. Though I want to, but for no reason. And let's get into it. It's really nice to weld the burnished parts. The etch is just so clean, and I think it must be because we're not burning through that oxide layer. But yeah, look how nice that welded up. Looks really good. So I'm happy that we have a bit of heat in the part now. I might go through and do these vertical welds as well, just to save moving the part around more than I have to. I mean, more than I have to. I'd have to do it anyway, but... Okay, they came up absolutely beautiful. Really happy with that. So I call them vertical welds. Obviously I don't weld them vertically, but when the tank is in the vehicle, like so, these are the welds that sit vertically. So really happy with how they come out. Again, the burnished part is just so clean to weld. There was a time back then when I was burnishing literally every part, but I've stopped doing that from a time and return on investment. It's just simply not beneficial at all, unless the part is going out brushed like this one is. But I have a video up on my channel, and I don't have the tool anymore, but I used to have a conveyor belt sander that I had retrofitted with a Scotch-Brite cloth in it. I kind of want to get another one of those machines and retrofit it with a line of burnishing wheels, but just thinking about it at the moment. It would be really nice to just be able to drop on and feed through parts to clean them like this on both sides. Anyway, just walking and talking, just thinking. Okay, so welding across the part definitely gives me better edge control. I think doing the across the part weld, I know we used to do them like that, would definitely benefit from a slower pulse, but I think we definitely got a better weld. I'd still really like to improve that. I know we've come a long way in the quest to improve that filter basket weld, but it still doesn't feel like it's as good as it could be. But we will endeavour to improve that as we keep making these things. We'll go back to the bottom and same again. I'm not going to put it in the angled prop in the rob jig. Just so I don't scratch it up on the rough edges of that little jig. So I'm going to start from this corner here. Let me zoom out for you. Start from this corner here, weld back to here, and then we'll do the same thing, whipping around the other side. If we keep it flat though, we can put a chill block on. Have to go back in and go back to our straight current. Looks like I totally forgot to save the settings. So we'll go back to square wave, we'll go back to 92 Hertz, and we can leave it on that screen, and let's do it. did the same thing again. I actually have no idea if I grabbed a brand new filler, but this here is all that I've got left from it. Travelled down there pretty nicely. There was a substantial blowout here and up here, and it is definitely noticeable. Let me just turn the brightness on that camera down a fraction. But it looks like a really good weld, so no issues there. But yeah, I'm not sure if I grabbed a full filler or if it was a partly used guy. But I had exactly the same problem on the other one, so it might have been a full filler as well. We're still good. I will grab the airline and cool this down when we flip it to the front. But for now, the chill block is still, yeah, it came really close to burning my fingertips. Then this this dreadful glove managed to do the last dab with, where did we end? Without any filler. So actually I'll do it while I'm thinking about it. I'll have to go back and just touch up that corner. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, I definitely would have forgotten that if you didn't make that comment, Tris. Actually, I was in Bunnings today and they actually only had one pair, but they've got these welding gloves back in stock, so I was able to grab a set of those. Still had no luck with finding those Davalo gloves. I did actually contact, or actually they contacted me and we had a bit of a dialogue, a factory in China, but the price and the quality of the glove that they were offering was no better than the Ansell Kevlar glove, the yellow glove with the green or red band on the end. So their price was more expensive, and it was effectively the same glove without being an Ansell brand. So far, no joy on finding replacement gloves yet. These guys, these Bunnings ones, are excellent, except for these little dots, little dot marks on the part. I wish that they were one-sided, but they are great as far as heat protection goes. So definitely can't use them on a raw finish part, but still on that glove hunt. There was another potential glove that I saw recently. The uniform shop down the road can get them, but they're just not available at the moment. So I will continue to try gloves. I threw out all those no good ones today, but so far this combination seems to be working pretty well. A G-Tech Trade Tools, I think, sell this one, and just the Mechanics, whatever these are, gloves. But no bueno on the glove just yet, but we're getting there. Got down to 3/4 of an inch on that filler as well. It was a short one to start with. I just reached into the filler rod pile and pulled a random one out to finish that off, and it was a 2.4mm 4043. So the last 3 dabs on that are in 4043. But looks good. Happy with that. I think I'll swap the chill block out, but we'll continue on with the chill block. I won't grab the airline just yet. Be able to keep that. We only just have this little L at the front to go, so just the front and the side there. But I'll get a chill block that we haven't touched yet, and we'll try and get him a bit. If we do this, we'll be able to leave it in one spot. Good Kevlar gloves outside of the USA. Look, I'm happy to buy them from the USA, and I'm happy to buy them in quantity. I just can't find them at all. Anyone that I contact is like, you know, like leather palm or 2 leather fingers, and I just can't have or won't have leather. Yeah, still on the hunt. The Devalo 3M Devalo gloves, still the greatest glove I've ever used. I just wish that I had bought more. I mean, if I only knew, right? I had 20 pairs that didn't last through the COVID situation, and yeah, to my knowledge, they're still not making them yet. So, but yeah, if anyone gets any leads on them, on a good Kevlar glove, ideally I like them to be grey, but if they are white or yellow, I'll give them a go. Cotton is the other thing. Somebody was saying like double lined cotton. Apparently hairdressers use them. I don't know. But these guys here, these guys, I would take these in a heartbeat without the little baubles on them. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out over time. Alright, that was a beautiful little weld. They're really happy with how that turned out. With seemingly, it looks like we've left no marks on that face, which is fantastic. Do have a couple of marks on the bottom here, which I did when I was putting in that tube. It does get completely covered with a bracket, but I will use a bit of Scotch-Brite to clean that up before the brackets go on. But let me grab the airline, and I was just thinking I have not pulled the airline over this side of the shop since I've spun things around, so we'll see if it reaches. I have put it on magnets and chains hanging from the roof, so Adam from the past has definitely thought about moving the airline over this side, and it's plenty long enough. So I'll put you in a welding screen, and we'll cool this this tank down. Okay, that is looking pretty good. Chill block situation. I think we can go back to the first one. The alfoil is still good, so we'll put this one flat on the table and let the table suck a bit of heat out of it. This one is cold again, so we'll pop him on there. We'll get around this little section at the back here. There is a bit of a gap here. I'm not going to tap it. I think we'll get around there and we'll be able to close that up okay. And everything else looks pretty good, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can continue the great finish that we've gotten so far. I'll get away with using some of these shorter fillers on these little short runs. What do we got? Try not to pick one that's too short. Okay, let's go. Okay, really nice on those two little sides. They look pretty good. Let's spin this guy around and see if we can balance him. Trying to keep that alfoil out of the way. Over there, so yeah, so we've got that gap. Can you see that there? Where are you? Over here. So we're just up until this tack. It's a little bit of a gap where this panel pushed that that little piece out there. I think it'll close up. No worries with a 1.6 mil. And I did have to do a longer tack across here because when I was fitting this outlet tube in, I had to lever it a little bit on the inside to get it to line up with the hole in the filter basket, and I was worried about popping that side off, so I just buzzed across there. So I have to be mindful to try and keep the consistency in the bead as we go across that extra long, extra big tack. And that's the end of my notes. We've got a full length filler, so we should be good. Let's get into it. I think that was pretty good. I can certainly see where that large tack was, but let's get in here. I can't figure this out. Why can't I figure this out? Where is the team? I'm going to knock this other one off the table. That's the problem. It looks bloody good though, really good. I can't come down without like keep going. I can't come in without going up with this arm that I'm using on that camera. Yeah, super happy with that. I think it looks as good as it possibly could. Turn this around here. Chill block is medium warm, so I think we're good to carry on. We'll grab a filler rod that's hopefully long enough. Thank you, Chris. Really happy with how this one's turning out. I'm glad we did it in the order of like welding that powder coat one first, rather than switching in between them. I think that was a worthwhile choice. And super good across the front there too. Now we've just got this little back section to go. Let's check out other chill blocks. I think we've got a... this one here seems to have cooled down. So we're just going to run across the back now and need to absolutely make sure I have a long enough filler, which we'll just get a brand new one. And let's get a perfect weld. And how did we do? Looks good. Alright, I'm happy with how that turned out. So with any luck we'll get the speed flow fittings tomorrow and we'll be able to finish off this catch can. I have two, what have I got? I've got two Evo 6 catch cans to build still, and then I've caught up on August, on all of August's builds, which should have been done before September started. And then we can start on September. So I think next week it's going to be heavy Evo build. Tomorrow we'll either do fittings if everything goes to plan, which we've got tons and tons of fittings to do, or we'll be welding up those Evo 6 tanks, possibly. And then I don't even know what September's builds are going to look like, but we'll figure it out and we'll build them. So this guy looks absolutely fantastic. There is a couple of little, we had those 2 blowouts on this one that's going to powder coat that bother me in the video feed, but look fine in real life. So I think both of these tanks look fantastic. We will just jump in and save these settings. Let's get in here and just save that change we made, just so when I come back tomorrow, we'll be on the same page. Even though it might be junk when I come back tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome night of welding. Chris, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. As always, man, I really appreciate it. I saw a few people pop in and pop out tonight. I did see that view counter up to 6 or 7 people at one point. So everyone who stopped in tonight and was having a bit of a sticky beak on what we got going on here, thank you for that. I really appreciate anyone and everyone taking their time to check out what we've got going on here. The Facebook group, can I get the chat up? The Facebook group looks like this. That should pop up. Jump in there, join the group. It is on an approval basis at the moment, so I'll approve you. It's a chat for this stream. So I want to see what you're working on. I want to chat about getting better at welding. This camera is freaking out. I think it's because I'm out of the light a little bit. I want to talk about getting better at welding. I am trying so damn hard to get more consistent at welding, and I would love to talk to people that want to do the same. I want to see your projects too. I understand completely that this is a one-sided delivery, and the idea of that group is to make it a two-way street. And I'm super excited for you all to come along and check out what we've got going on over there. Today I posted a project that I'm not doing on stream, so if you want to see some stuff that doesn't happen on stream here, you can see that over there as well. But yeah, I'll see you over there. And then what else we got? We got, if you're watching the VOD, so if you're watching this on Facebook, hit like, hit share, tell everybody that might be interested in welding that there's a random dude on the internet that welds almost every night. And if you're on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of things you can do over there. You can hit like, you can hit dislike, you can hit subscribe, you can hit a little bell that does something. Do all those things. Maybe not the dislike, but do all those things and help this channel grow, help us reach more people. And I'll keep rocking up a couple of nights a week and streaming some welding live, and in return, you can help us reach more people. So thank you all for that. You all are so bloody awesome. I really appreciate it. I'm going to end it here. I'll see you tomorrow for whatever I mentioned earlier, and have a great night, everyone. And take it easy until then.